Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our virtual Hacking a Career workshop series. I would like to thank our sponsors who made this Hacking a Career workshop series possible. Thank you to Best Buy Foundation and Comcast NBC Universal Telemundo. We have several industry experts joining us today that will share current career opportunities at their respective companies. Each representative will have 5 minutes to go over the career opportunities available. If you have any questions during the presentation, please make sure to submit them in the Q&A window found at the bottom of the Zoom bar. And feel free to share any comments under the chat icon and make sure it is set for both panelists and attendees. That way everyone can view it and join the conversation. We have a jam-packed agenda ready for you, so let's get started. This is the first series of the year that we are having off, and we kicked it off on Wednesday and conclude today with a virtual job board to showcase the current job openings available for you all. We will be sharing a recap of all 3 days after today, so that you will have it readily available. We have put together a great lineup of speakers that will go over current job opportunities, and now more than ever, it is crucial that we work together as a community and help one another. That's why we ask that you share this opportunity with any of your family members once you receive the recordings. And we would also like to thank our sponsors and partners for joining us today and all the industry experts that have joined us these past several days. And with that, I would like to introduce the 2 speakers that will be kicking us off today, Sarah Steinmann and Noel Perez from Southwest Airlines. Thank you so much, Noel and Sarah, for joining us today. Please take it away.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining today. We're so grateful and excited to be here. So Noel and I are from Southwest Airlines. We are based in Dallas, Texas. I saw some Dallas people in the comments, so welcome. Southwest Airlines, our purpose is to connect people to what's important in their lives through friendly, reliable, and low-cost air travel. And I really feel like that's something that we do and something that really matters for our millions of customers every year. 2020 was was a crazy year for everybody, but we were excited that we were able to be ranked the #1 airline by the New York Times, and we're recognized as the top 50 equal opportunity employer by the Equal Opportunity magazine. So the opportunity I'm excited to share is about our internship program. So for any college students on the call, I've been involved with our internship program for several years, and it's just been incredible. So we're looking forward to having spring and summer 2022 internships. And you can text this code to let us know that you're interested in opportunities at Southwest, HHF 2021 to 39522. Our internships are paid. They're going to be a combination of remote and virtual. And they're jam-packed with professional development opportunities and free standby travel to places in the United States. So we would love the chance to connect with you. And Noel is going to tell us about some more opportunities right now.
Thank you, Sarah. So same, I'm going to echo what Sarah said in regards to texting the code. So right now we are in the beginning phases of ramping up for hiring. So really exciting things with uptick in business. It's justified here now that we're going to be hiring again. So with that in mind, we wanted to share with you that on our career page, going in and looking at a little bit, right now it's a little technology heavy and a little bit on the senior level side. However, we do have some positions open on the operations side too, if that's something that is of your interest in other cities as well. So really user-friendly ability to go ahead and just choose which location you're interested in. As well as just kind of keep a pulse on what is open and what isn't. It makes sense that on the technology side, we are heavy right now, as that is always an in-demand department. But looking through our career page right now, we have a couple of commercial opportunities as well. What I mean by that is our commercial departments, such as marketing and revenue management. And actually, we have some in the people department as well. So we're looking for somebody to join the team that Sarah and I are a part of in the recruitment world. So definitely worth looking through there, obviously seeing if you check off the requirements and throwing your name in the hat. We highly suggest that. But again, if we can go back to the slide where we show the text code, I think that's going to be for the one that we want to advertise the most. And reason being is because it's going to be a lead capture opportunity for us on the recruitment team to be able to advertise positions that are maybe a bit more specific to your experience. There's a couple drop downs there that you can end up getting information like city, state, email, but also we want to know what type of department maybe you'd be interested in. So we have different check marks to be able to do that as well. As well as we also hire contracts. So if contracts are a route and something you're interested in, we would like to know that too. And lastly, not a must need, but available if you'd like to, we have an ability for you to upload your resume as well. But really looking forward to seeing anybody that comes through that portal, and it is going to be open here for a good while, so now we need to be rushed on a timestamp. And we are definitely looking forward to the next Go Hearts. That's what we call coworkers, because you work with me, you fly for free. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Noel and Sarah. And definitely make sure everyone, if you're interested in receiving more opportunities like this, that you send a text to what we just saw on our screens. Up next, we have Haley Frederick, University Talent Advisor at Freddie Mac, joining us today. Thank you so much for joining us, and please take it away, Haley.
Yeah, hi, I am Haley Frederick. I've served 3 years as a University Talent Advisor at Freddie Mac. Really excited and grateful to join as well, and just tell you guys more about our company and ways and opportunities for you to join. So just something that I had a question about when I joined is, what is Freddie Mac? I'd never purchased a home, wasn't really much into the mortgage business. And Freddie Mac, it's actually a government sponsored enterprise, or what we call a GSE for short, chartered by Congress in 1970 to support home ownership and rental housing. So basically, we offer that support by buying mortgages from the banks so that they can give out more mortgages. And we sell those mortgages as mortgage-backed securities on the secondary market. And, I could go on and on all day about the reasons to work at Freddie Mac. But first and foremost, we're a mission-driven company. We provide liquidity, stability, and affordability to the U.S. housing market, and we make home possible for millions of Americans. On top of that, if that doesn't sell you, we offer a competitive salary with a really robust benefits package. Some of those benefits, just to name a few, are the first-time home buyers benefit, where we'll actually give you $12,000 towards the closing costs on your first home. We help with student loan debt repayment, which is really popular with our university students, and education assistance up to $10,000 a year, so you can continue your journey. We have a wide array of business resource groups, which really ties into our diversity and inclusion initiatives, such as Rising Leaders. This is for young leaders wanting to make an impact. OLA is our Hispanic and Latinx organization, and Pride is an LGBT and ally group. Again, just to name a few. We really use those to highlight diversity and inclusion throughout our company. We continue to offer ways for our employees to give back with community crew and serve events, even in this remote environment that we all find ourselves in. A ton of advancement opportunities, within both our analyst and internship programs. So the next slide, please. So this is a lot of information, but I'll try to condense it as much as I can. We have analyst and intern programs throughout all of our lines of business. So our analyst programs are designed for students who are able to begin full-time after they graduate. And our internships are primarily for rising juniors or seniors. And the intern positions have the possibility of converting to full-time analysts once they graduate. So our main recruiting seasons are fall and spring, with our applications this year opening up in early August. Okay, next slide, please. So our first analyst and intern program, this is really a pipeline group, and it's one of our only master's groups that we have. And it's a great area to join within enterprise risk management. So there's actually 2 tracks within ERM, and it is a business risk management and a quantitative risk management track. So here I've included some of the qualifications, such as a 3.6 GPA or equivalent for both the intern, and the risk rotation. For the business risk management track, we are looking for folks with an MBA or a master's in finance, economics, public policy. For our quantitative risk group, we're looking for a graduate degree in some type of quantitative discipline. We will even take PhD students. And this is a special group because they are looking for folks with 3 to 7 years of professional work experience. And like I said, as an intern, you will get the chance to interview for a full-time position, which is within the risk rotation. So you move through different areas of enterprise risk. So that group is done. Next slide, please. The finance analyst and intern program. The analyst program is a 2-year rotation, 6 months each, going through different areas of finance. They are looking for a minimum 3.2 GPA, a bachelor's degree in accounting, finance, business administration, anything related. For this group, they do accept students who have graduated no more than 18 months prior to the start date. So even if you've already graduated, you're eligible for this program. And availability for occasional work beyond core business hours is included. The intern program, that's 10-week, and it's a rotation as well. So you really get that high level overview of where you would like to go in finance, and how you would like to pursue. So the multifamily analyst program, think of rental housing. When we think of multifamily, it's a direct placement. So you will provide your interest in where you would like to go after interviewing with different managers from different areas of the business. Again, they are looking for a 3.0 GPA. This major is a little more broad. So really, most disciplines in business are completely fine. The 18 months prior to start date is also a requirement for this one. And this position also has opportunities in, most of the large metropolitan areas in the US. I think, so yeah, Chicago, Houston, LA, Northern Virginia, where our headquarters is, in New York. And then the internship is an 11-week in one of the following areas, the same following areas, with the same type of requirements. And we are looking for rising seniors for this group. The single family analyst program, this is a direct placement. So in one of these following areas, and we're also opening up this year to computer science disciplines as well. But basically the same qualifications, 3.0. This one's pretty wide a range of majors that they're looking for as well. They do ask for a graduation deadline in the fall or the spring before your start date. And then the internship is kind of opens up more broadly in single family. So they have in opportunities in modeling, marketing, communications, client experience, and they are looking for rising seniors for this program. Capital markets analyst program is one of our smaller programs within single family. And the reason that we separate these two is mainly because of really just the niche into portfolio management and credit risk transfer, which are huge at Freddie Mac and really interesting areas of business to go into. We are looking for economics majors, finance majors primarily, but we'll take other disciplines. Just somebody that's interested in capital markets really is what we're looking for. And they also have an intern program that's a rotation as well. So the technology analyst program is within IT. We actually have positions open that I provided to Jessica. So this program is open right now. It's our by far our largest program. We usually have around 150 people start a year. So this is a direct placement again, if for programming, application support, IT risk and controls, InfoSec. It's really wide and open with this one. So we're looking for somebody with a bachelor's degree in computer science or something more IT focused, maybe some college level experience with programming. And this one, we ask for graduation no more than 18 months prior to start date. And there's also an 11-week internship that accompanies that. So some of our other internships, they don't fall within a program area itself. So we kind of treat these as one-offs, and we recruit in the spring. So they usually applications open in January with a start date in late May. And some of those are our corporate communications intern program, looking for a 3.0 GPA and major preferably in marketing or communications. Our internal audit intern program, which is to support our audit teams and to manage business and IT risk. And they will take a bachelor's or a master's degree, pretty wide array of majors that you see here. And then the last one is our legal intern program. So if you are in the law school, rising second or third year, we have a 10-week internship to assist our in-house attorneys, excuse me. So that pretty much sums it up. I don't know where I'm at for time, if I have some time left over here, but we are holding information sessions for Freddie Mac. So a few of us will be on those calls, and that is June 10th and July 15th with times to be announced. But like I said, those IT roles are still open. Feel free to reach out to Jessica or myself, and I can send you a link and give you more info on those.
Absolutely. And we will be sharing all the opportunities shared on this call in an email after today's event. So you will be receiving all these opportunities so that you can learn more about the roles and apply for them as well. We are sharing in the chat a link where you can fill a short survey so that we can share these surveys to the recruiters on the line as well. So please take a couple minutes to fill that out as well. Thank you so much, Haley, for joining us today. And up next we will hear from Christian Lara, Deputy Director of Human Resources at Southern Poverty Law Center, and Brandon King, Recruitment Consultant of Human Resources at Southern Poverty Law Center. Thank you for joining us, and please take it away.
Thank you, Jessica. Hello, everyone. I'm Christian Lara. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the Deputy Director of Human Resources for Recruitment and Training at Southern Poverty Law Center. I'm actually one of an amazing team of 4. Brandon King is also joining me today, and he's one of our recruitment consultants. We are based out of Montgomery, Alabama. However, next slide, please. However, our home office is in Montgomery, Alabama, but we also have offices in New Orleans, Jackson, Mississippi, Atlanta, Georgia, Tallahassee, Miami, and also Washington, D.C. So Southern Poverty Law Center is a catalyst of racial justice in the South and beyond, working in partnership with communities to dismantle white supremacy, strengthen intersectional movements, and advance the human rights of all people. So although our legal department is our largest department, we have several other departments. So just for the sake of time, I'll just go over them really briefly. Our Learning for Justice department provides free resources and training for teachers and schools to create more inclusive school communities. Our Intelligence Project exposes hate groups and extremists. You may be familiar with Hate Watch or Hate Map that tracks these groups. And as I mentioned, our legal department is our largest department. It is made up of practice groups that focus on children's rights, economic justice, immigrant justice, LGBTQ rights and special litigation, as well as voting rights and criminal justice reform. So in addition to that, we do have our policy department that focuses on pushing for change in legislation. And of course, we have our operations team that's made up of our amazing human resource department, admin and finance, as well as IT and security. In addition to that, we have our development teams that help with our fundraising and our communications and award-winning creative teams that really spread the word, through our social media presence. So Our employment opportunities range really from entry-level roles up to executive-level roles in all departments. So like I mentioned, we do have a long list of open job opportunities, but for the sake of time, we do encourage you to visit our website. Next slide. Thank you. Visit our website, splccenter.org, to view all of the open positions. We do host internships, externships, as well as fellowships for law students, as well as for undergrads. And those opportunities are also posted on our website. We encourage you to visit our site frequently as we post opportunities pretty much daily. And our new internship and externship opportunities, those will actually be posted very soon as well. So encourage you to go out there and visit our site often. What you can expect from us in regard to the interview process, all interviews for internships are conducted by Zoom. And actually all jobs interviews are conducted by Zoom due to the pandemic. But here at SPLC, we are committed to a fair and equitable hiring process. So our interview process is a little different in that we incorporate interview committees, structured interview questions, and even redacted resumes that redact things from your resume, such as your name, where you live, even the year that you graduated from school, to try to really mitigate some of the unconscious bias. And it really helps our committees focus on the wonderful skills and value that you would bring to the role. So we encourage you all to visit our site frequently, like I mentioned. However, you are welcome to email the team any questions that you might have or send us your resume. Our email address is hrrecruit@splcenter.org. So thank y'all for your time. Let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Christian. And thank you so much for highlighting that the interviews are being done via Zoom. We did have an interview prep session yesterday led by Southwest Airlines. So for those of you who missed it, we will be sharing the recording after today so that you can take a look at that and prepare for those virtual interviews. So up next, we have Tiffany Washington, Global Education and Employability Specialist, People and Culture Talent at BP. Thank you so much for joining us, Tiffany, and please take it away.
Thanks, Jessica. Hi, my name is Tiffany Washington, and I am with BP. I am a part of our talent organization where I've actually been for the past 6 years working with university students on getting into an energy company. Last year, BP set out on a mission to really change the way that we operate, work, and the people that we bring into our organization. We're slowly moving from an international oil company to an international energy company. I know when a lot of people hear BP, they think of the gas station on the corner, or just depending where you are, the credit cards for gas stations, but we're so much more than that. We have roles, everything from technology to legal to communications to working with our traders. There's just so many opportunities, and we're really looking for the future talent workforce to help us get there. What I've provided on the slide are just a very high level view of some of the programs and internship opportunities that we do have. I'm just going to briefly go over each of these just to bring some more light to them. So the first one is our early engagement programs, which are really focused on getting first, second year college students into BP to learn about the company culture. Identify if this is even a company that you're interested in interning for, potentially working for. And so we have early engagement programs that are really focused on giving students a visibility, a view into the company. The first program that we have is our BP STEP program, which really truly means shaping talent, energy, and potential. And it provides students with an opportunity to really learn their leadership skills. What's going to set you apart from the rest? How are you going to show up when it is time for that interview or it is time to start that first job? Do you truly even know your leadership skills and the potential that you can unlock and bring? And so in this 4-day program, we really walk students through understanding your communication styles, understanding your leadership styles, and really taking that to the next level. And so that program the applications open in January, and they typically close in March, with the programs really being hosted in the summertime. The second early engagement program that we have is really targeted at our rising sophomores, and it gives our sophomores an opportunity to learn more about our commodity trading world. We have offices in where is it? Offices in Calgary, offices in Houston, as well as in Chicago. But this program typically takes place in Chicago and Houston, and we provide students with an opportunity to really learn what it means to be a trader. Whether you're trading crude oil or you're working in our gas and power organization, it's really just a great opportunity to understand what is the difference between a risk analyst and an actual trader who's working there with the 6 monitors, and all you see are the crazy numbers going everywhere and the tickers running around the room. You really get to fully kind of take a deeper step into that organization. And so those are really our 2 early engagement programs that are really just opportunities to give students some time with BP. It gives you an opportunity to interview us to see if we're a potential fit for you, as well as for BP to kind of check you out. And the next level would be getting into our summer internship programs. For our summer internship programs, we have a variety of internship type programs. I'd say across probably 58 or so different disciplines, we recruit close to 200 interns every summer to come into our different US markets. So that's everything from engineering to mathematicians to economists to business, HR, just a wide variety of internship opportunities. And so in the midst of everything that's been going on in the last year, our internship program is virtual, but I'm sure in the future we'll be moving to either a hybrid or in-person approach. But still, it is a really, really awesome experience because you're working with leadership from across the organization. We are a global company, so you're working with colleagues all over the globe, and it's really giving you a view into BP as a company. Our internship programs are 12-week programs, so we build a lot into that time, but it is a great experience, which will provide you with an in-depth view into whatever discipline you're going to school for. We also have our graduate programs, which are really targeted at students who are graduating from college. Most of our roles are what they call a rotational type role, where you have anywhere from 18 to 36 months in that role, and it provides you with visibility into just different parts of the organization where you could potentially land after your rotation is up. And so those opportunities, typically the applications will open in the latter part of August into September and remain open through October. For our summer internship and graduate programs, there is a 2-part assessment process. So the first part is virtual, and it's really assessing your motivational factors, your behavioral styles, just understanding why did you choose your major, why did you choose your university, why are you even interested in working for BP? And then the second assessment is really built upon more technical capabilities in assessing those skills, as well as doing a bit of a group case study just to see how you work in that collaborative team environment. So that's really a very, very high level overview on our summer internship program, as well as our graduate programs. The last piece that I did want to highlight is really our professional hiring piece. And so I would say check out our website, because there are just so many opportunities. I couldn't list it all on a slide, but anything from engineering to technology, I know that we're really ramping up in our trading organization. So really looking for individuals who have a passion for trading, economics, commodities, whatever the case might be. So I would recommend checking out our website just to see kind of what opportunities are out there. And that application timing is always ongoing. It's really based on demand. My final piece and recommendation, just having been a university recruiter in the past, is just staying connected to whatever company you choose. And if you're interested in BP, my recommendation is joining our talent community, where we really stay connected to future talent. We invite you to informational sessions. We invite you to a lot of our engagements that we have, depending on the school that you might be at or the area or market that you're in. We offer discovery day type programs, as well as just networking opportunities to really get to know you. And so I'm always one for networking. I think it's the key to getting into any organization that you're interested in, and keep coming back and engaging with us. So I know Jessica will send the slide out with all of the links that will be active, but please check it out. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we do see several questions being sent over the chat. If you can actually send it over the Q&A window, that'll be helpful so that we can vet them through the Q&A session. And thank you so much, Haley, for putting that breakdown of the roles and the timelines. That's very helpful. And yes, we will be sharing that with our network after today's session. So they'll be receiving all of that, and it should be in your inbox by next week. Up next, we will be hearing from our very own Marvin Tapia, our Code as a Second Language coordinator here at the Hispanic Heritage Foundation, who will be sharing a couple roles that we have available for this program. Thank you so much for joining us, Marvin, and please take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marvin. I am a CSL coordinator with the Hispanic Heritage Foundation. And if you are here, then I'm assuming that you have some degree of awareness of who we are and what we do. But just for a little introduction, HHF was established by the White House in the 1980s. So since then, we strive to educate and empower our Latinx community and the communities around us. So we do this through a variety of different campaigns throughout the year. We do this through campaigns such as this one, where we provide webinars and charlas throughout the year. But among our many campaigns, we do have our CSL initiative. So next slide. So Code as a Second Language is an initiative where we strive to introduce computer programming concepts to our communities, especially to students who come from underserved and underrepresented communities, since those are typically the communities that are typically overseen and don't see these programs present in the schools. At least for myself, I know there is none of these coding programs present. So our role is to step up and step into these classrooms to teach these coding concepts to students. So what started out about 7 years ago in East Los Angeles with a couple of classrooms has now grown to over 50 cities across the US and Puerto Rico. And we just actually went international since we had a program with one of our partners in Panama. So we're always growing and we're always expanding. And through this program that support these programs, so we're able to bring into our schools. And through this program, we also introduce our youth to our LOFT network. So I'm pretty sure it's been touched upon here, but essentially that is our platform where we will introduce opportunities in networking, jobs, and internships, such as this series. So on the next slide. So we do have a variety of programs that we help run, but I'm going to focus on our online. You can see in the bottom, it is a CSL virtual camps. So these are virtual camps that are week-long courses running from Monday to Friday for 1 to 1.5 hours a day on Zoom. So this is kind of the rough schedule that we do see with various partners, but sometimes we have to be flexible with them based on what works best for the students and teachers. But we just put that there just so you can get an idea of what to expect. But pre-pandemic, we would have 3 different types of programs. So they were coding jams, 1 to 3 hour introductions. We would have boot camps, which are 46 hours, and CSL academies, which are 6 to 8 week long courses. We do plan on starting these for the fall. And we also have CSL Coder Summits, which are essentially our conferences that we have where we invite folks within the CS, the computer science community, to come to network, meet recruiters, join our workshops, and etc. So that's kind of like a high-level overview of what we do in our programs, Code as a Second Language. So next slide. So because we are seeing that the students are leaving their schools for the academic year, we are having a high demand of our programs from organizations and from schools. So therefore, we do have an opening within our CSL team. So you can see the job specifications here. The title is CSL coordinator. They would report to the CSL manager. It is full-time and it is remote. Next slide. So if this does interest you, please send your resume to Daisy Madrigal. She is our programs manager. You can see her email and her phone number here. And pretty much since you are here, this is an open opportunity to anybody who is within this webinar, since you are part of our LOFT network now. But yeah, if you are interested, please send your questions or your resume over to Daisy, and we'd be happy to look over that. So yeah, thank you again for your time, for tuning in, and thank you, Jessica, for this space.
Thank you so much, Marvin, for joining us, and way to go CSL team, as you mentioned, Marvin, stepping up and taking it into the classrooms. Up next, I would like to introduce Nina Cavazos, Senior Manager, Corporate Relations at CHCI. They have been a longtime partner of the Hispanic Heritage Foundation, and we are glad and thrilled to have you join us. Thank you so much, Nina, and please take it away.
Thank you, Jessica, and thank you, Hispanic Heritage Foundation, for having me today. My name is Nina Cavazos. I am the Senior Manager of Corporate Relations at the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute in Washington, D.C. Many of you might know who CHCI is, but just briefly, we were founded over 4 decades ago by Hispanic members of Congress to increase the pipeline of Latino leaders in the halls of Congress. We are the nation's premier nonprofit institute, and our mission is to develop the next generation of Latino leaders. We provide very unique educational and professional opportunities on Capitol Hill for young Latino leaders to jumpstart their careers in leadership. So really, we are at a really exciting time at CHCI. We had an incredibly successful year last year, even during all of the challenges of the pandemic, and we're really looking ahead to revitalize the organization as we come back to a new normal throughout the rest of the year and next year. We currently have 5 positions open. You can see them on our website at chci.org/about-us/career opportunities. They range across levels of experience from the associate manager level to the vice president level. Our organization provides a lot of really competitive benefits, including medical, dental, vision, 401k, travel stipend when you're traveling back and forth on the metro in Washington, D.C. And, really, it's just an exciting time to be at CHCI. If you're an alumni of the program, you know that. If you've worked with us or attended one of our amazing events, you know that as well. So really look forward to connecting with anyone who has any questions. And thank you again for your time today.
Thank you so much, Nina. And we will be definitely putting those roles that you sent over in the post-event email today to highlight those roles. So thank you so much for presenting those. And up next, we do have our final speaker and presenter of the day. But I do want to remind you all to please submit your questions in the Q&A window found at the bottom of the Zoom bar. So we do have the Q&A session following up this. So without further ado, our final presenter is Sebastian Pasmino, Managing Director of Recruitment at Teach for America, another great organization that the HHF has been a longtime partner. Thank you so much for joining us, Sebastian.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody, and I'm here representing Teach for America. Teach for America is a nonprofit leadership organization. We right now have different career fields. We have one if you want to become a teacher, and also if you want to work in a national nonprofit side of things as well. So I'm here to tell you more about that. As you know, Teach for America, we seek to develop leaders across the nation. That means people that come from different backgrounds, different majors, and different identities as well. So why Teach for America? So as you all know, you can click on it, Andres. You can do 3 clicks. There you go. Another one and another one. There you go, you all. So Teach for America, we are a leadership development organization, and we believe that the opportunity is not there for students. So pretty much right now in the United States, we have amazing students that are in low-income communities, brown and Black students, and they have the potential, but the opportunity is not for them. So Teach for America wants to alleviate that by mobilizing top talent across the nation. We're located across 51 regions across the United States. And again, this is a full-time position. The next slide, please. So we find and develop leaders that want to come and create a systemic change that is needed in the nation. And we believe that it starts in education. So you will become a classroom teacher in a low-income school. You actually decide where you want to go and what you want to teach. It is, again, a full-time salary position, eligible for benefits. One of them, if you have any student loans and they're public, they're gonna freeze. And on top of that, if you're seeking to create systemic change at large, whether that will be in policy, education, or law, we have amazing grad school partners that can set you up for that success. Next slide, please. Can you do 2 clicks on that one? Thank you. So, as I mentioned, the leaders begin in the classroom, and then the core members activate the leadership potential. We call core members the people that do Teach for America, because Teach for America is part of AmeriCorps, which is a huge branch of the US government that provides different service opportunities. And after those 2 years, it's totally up to you. 80% of the people that have done Teach for America, they have stayed in the classroom, either as teachers, some of them have become principals, and even superintendents. But a big bulk of our alumni, they go into policy, law, social entrepreneurship to be able to create a macro systemic change that is needed to bring the access and opportunities to all students of color in this nation. Next slide, please. So we are a very inclusive organization. We really value diversity, equity, and inclusion. And one of those is the Latinx Alliances. So if you're joining this school and you identify as Latinx, we definitely want to promote and the advancement and the celebration of your career. What that means is the Latinx Alliances has a number of partnerships. And what we want to do is to be able to develop your leadership as you're in the classroom and also towards your long-term plan. So for example, if you want to go into policy, what type of partnerships and benefits we can provide you to make that possible, and the representation is also there. The next slide, please. All right, so we have 2 open roles, as I mentioned. One of them, you can become a teacher in the classroom. And if you have your phone, you can go ahead and scan it in a little QR code over there. If not, you can visit our website. But also we have amazing opportunities to be part of the national staff. That means anything from working in regional opportunities, like in a specific region, or maybe working in a national side of things. So we have opportunities like that as well. Next slide, please. So if you want to go ahead and just follow our social media links, especially with the Latinx Alliances, we promote a lot of Latinx development, whether that's directed with education or not. We believed in creating these partnerships to provide the access and opportunities that we need. Next one, please. Noel, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. And thank you so much, Teach for America, for being part of today's session. We do have a couple of questions that I was able to track from the chat, and I would like to invite all of our speakers to turn their cameras and their mics on. The first question I do have is, I want to direct this to Noel, Sara, and Tiffany. Are there any talent acquisition roles available at your companies?
Let Tiffany go first and then we can follow up.
Thanks, Noel. Yes, actually, we do right now have a few talent acquisition roles available. I will say that they are contract roles, but always great opportunity to get your foot in the door with BP and never know where that can lead to. But we do specifically have talent acquisition roles. I think a lot of them are focused on just the ramp up in our trading organization. So yes. Noel?
Yeah.
And I can.
Oh.
No, go ahead, Sarah. I can follow up anything that maybe I missed or you missed.
Okay, perfect. Yes, so for Southwest, we have a recruiter role open for technology recruiter right now. So if you're interested in that, we would love for you to apply. And then we also have some contract roles available too. And if you are interested in those, you can find them on our career site and then going to our contractor opportunities tab. There's some roles in compliance and other areas in our people department.
Yeah, and then there's a sourcing recruiter role that just went up as well. So the sourcing recruiter role is the team that I'm a part of, and looking for about 2 years to 3 years of the sourcing and recruitment experience. So that one is full-time, so not contract. If you'd like to apply, definitely be open to it. And on the horizon, we should have some operations roles open up soon. That's going to be more like our high volume hiring, recruiter expertise, as well as like pilot hiring and technical operations hiring. So that recruiter will specialize in that one. But yeah, exciting things, and definitely look forward to you to join us for that lead generation that was shared. And Jessica, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you're going to share that afterwards as well, some of that information.
Yes, absolutely. Mhm. And then the next question I do have is for Haley regarding the internship opportunities. I saw one of our attendees put in the chat, if you have a certificate, can you still apply?
So for most of our like IT Journalist 1 positions, I'm actually recruiting for a few of those on the experience side. They will take certifications in lieu of a degree, but for our university programs or our internships, we are asking for a degree.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying on that. And then Christian, next question is for you. You mentioned about having a set of questions in your presentation. One of the audience asked, do you share these questions in preparation for the interview ahead of time?
Great question. No, we don't. It is just for the committee so that they ensure like they don't ask anything else additional. And that's just for the committee to be on script.
Okay, good to know. And then Nina, I know you shared a little bit about CHCI and the work that you all do. Can you share more about what an ideal candidate looks like, especially as those folks who are applying for these roles?
Yeah, so the 5 roles that are open on our career opportunities page right now range in experience. So associate manager all the way up to the vice president level. Really, I think the number one thing is passion for the mission and passion for Latino communities across the country. I feel very lucky and fulfilled that I get to spend the day working to advance my community and people in and around Capitol Hill.
Got it. Thank you, Nina. And then for Marvin, do you need to have a coding or any type of background in that field to become to apply to the roles that you presented?
Yeah, it's a good question. So you don't particularly have to have a degree in CS. I know a lot of us we do have various backgrounds. So if anything, you'll be learning along with the students as well. So we do have the opportunity to teach you the coding concepts that which you will need as well. So you don't have to have a certificate or degree, as long as you do have the passion, just like Nina said, to give to the community and to carry out the mission.
Perfect. And then I know, Sebastian, I was just going to ask you the last question that was submitted, but I see that you answered it in the chat. And I would like to actually open this to the rest of the speakers is, do you all have any job opportunities being offered to individuals that are not recent graduates? So I'm not sure if there's anyone here on the line who would also like to jump in into that question. I see you unmute yourself, Tiffany.
Yeah, so I guess just a little bit more clarity. Have they already like graduated 3 years out, or they don't have a degree at all? I'll say for BP, our university programs, you're eligible to apply 3 years out from graduation. And then after that time, you're considered experienced hire. If you don't have a degree, there potentially can be some roles out there, but I would just definitely check out our portal. And there's a cool tool where you can enter in all your information and all of the applicable jobs will appear. So I would say check that out. But I just answered the question fully, Jessica, because I wasn't exactly sure which direction it was going.
No, but thank you. And thank you for providing that background in terms of that even graduates up to 3 years are still considered recent graduates and that could apply to those roles. And then after that, they're considered with experience. So that's very helpful to know. I'm not sure if there's anyone else who would like to add on to this.
Yeah, I can jump in here. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have part-time positions in our operations that I see here posted as well, depending on where you live, right? But those can be an avenue that you check into. But more than anything, I think if you're also in college right now, internships, we're not open right now, but they will be here within the next couple quarters. So definitely keep an eye out there. They are virtual. Well, some of them are virtual. Right now, our recent hiring class is all virtual of interns, and they are paid internships with all the benefits like Sarah was mentioning. So yeah, just to kind of maybe perhaps the best answer we can give for that.
Thank you, Noel. And Sebastian, going back to you. I know you shared a couple of roles and opportunities available for Teach for America. Can you share a little bit more about that process for a network, especially as they're looking to join the programs that you all are offering? How does the onboarding process look like?
Yeah, definitely. So if you're looking into becoming a classroom teacher, I mean, part of the AmeriCorps, which is a full-time salary position on top of benefits, the deadlines for that will open up in August. Right now, all of the deadlines are closed, but pretty much it's a month process from the beginning to the end. So from the time you apply, we pretty much check your application, we invite you to an interview, and pretty much in a month process, you're gonna find out where you're gonna go and what you're gonna teach. And then we also have other roles for staff, whether that's in the regions or in the national side of things. And I send you the link as well. And I know Jessica is gonna send you all of that. And what that looks like is pretty much different needs. It can be anything from working for the region of Miami or LA or whatever you might be situated. There's also remote works as well, remote locations. So for example, I work in a remote location. I live in Miami, Florida, but I am actually in charge of covering the Midwest and the West side of recruitment and admissions. So there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to that. So definitely check us out for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sebastian, for that. And the last question for everyone. I know we're all in a virtual setting, and so a lot of these opportunities want to kind of get a sense and share it with our network, whether they're in person, virtual, is there plans of relocation and things like that. So can you share whether the roles will be virtual or are they local to the current markets that you're all promoting? So I'll start off with Nina, if you can start answering that question, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So CHCI staff is currently operating remotely, which has been great. And we've been knocking it out of the park, even in this virtual world. We don't have plans to go back to the office as of yet, but there's been really great opportunities at CHCI and a lot of support for the staff in this virtual environment.
Perfect. Noel and Sarah, would you like to follow up?
Yeah, for sure. So right now, we were mentioning it's very heavy on the technology side of what's available on our career page. If that is something that interests you, you know somebody, we are getting word that our finalization of our remote work policy will be more flexible on the technology side. So they will be the ones trending the most towards 100% remote for the foreseeable future, right? So right now, we are working remote, Sarah and I and the people department. So some of those talent acquisition positions will begin that way, but it's trending towards 2022 being more of a hybrid 50-50. So there is relocation help, in a sense at the very beginning of onboarding, if that is of interest. But we also see with other departments, the more face-to-face is trending towards more of a 50-50 of hybrid. And for that, it's going to be more flexible than it was pre-pandemic, where it was a little bit more. But I was telling this to Sarah right now, I miss our campus. Our campus is a really fun campus, and we have a lot of fun celebrations there. So it's definitely something that I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Absolutely. Haley, would you like to add on to that, please?
Yeah, so great question. And I think it's on a lot of people's minds right now, especially candidates, but we are operating remotely right now. We do have plans to return. They're not exactly set in stone or anything yet. There is a to be announced date of, I think, September, October is when they're going to start the first wave of folks coming back into the office. At that time, we're looking at 3 days remote and 2 days in the office. So a lot of flexibility there. We had a lot of flexibility before, but even more now. And yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to getting back in the office too, Noel. We have a great cafeteria. We have a gym, so it will be nice to be back in there with everybody.
Can't wait to visit your campuses. Up next, we have Marvin. Can you share a little bit about the plans for here for HHF?
Yeah, so for the near future, we are looking to keep our CSL virtual camps, although it depends on each market that we are looking at. So each city, since various states do have different protocols, but for the time being, we are looking at our virtual camps at least up until the end of summer. Right when we get to that point, we're going to gauge where everyone's at with vaccinations rates. But probably towards the end of the year, we will be looking at returning to in-person or a hybrid model.
Thank you for sharing that, Marvin. And Tiffany, we would love to hear what the plans are at BP.
Yes, so I'll say most of BP is still working in a virtual model right now. We do have a phased back approach where I think that plan will start probably in the middle of the summer. What I will say is they're phasing them back in based on safety critical roles. So for the HR function, I'm not exactly sure what that means when we'll actually be back in the office, but we do have a new approach called 60-40, where we'll spend about 3 days, 2 or 3 days in the office and the remainder of the time working remotely, just because I think they've seen productivity numbers have actually increased from people working from home, and it's really adding on our work-life balance and our whole culture piece. So I think, unfortunately the pandemic happened, but it did open the eyes to new ways of working and just perks for individuals. And so we will be returning. Our internships are all virtual this summer. I see it being a hybrid model in the future, but I don't think that will impact any kind of relocation benefits that we have for individuals who have to move to the market where they'll be working. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. And Christian, we would love to hear more about Southern Poverty Law Center's plans.
I think it sounds like a combination of a lot of what everybody else said, but we are also working 100% remote right now. As I mentioned, all of our interviews are done remotely, as well as all onboarding. So the positions that we have posted on our website will state a location, and some of them have multiple locations because we have offices across the Southeast that people can work from, as well as some additional as well as some remote opportunities as well. We're basically in the planning stages of what it's going to look like to return to the office. However, we understand that there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and so we don't have a time to return to the office officially yet. But that is something that our return to workplace committee is working on. As far as relocation, if somebody was offered a position at a location that would require them to move, we're not asking anyone to relocate during the pandemic. And so if and when we return to the office, we'll give them plenty of time to relocate.
Got it. That's helpful to know. Thank you, Christian. I know, Sebastian, you briefly went over this in your previous response in terms of having it be virtual. Is there anything else you would like to add about Teach for America role so that our audience can keep in mind as they're looking to their next career transition, right?
Absolutely. So if you're seeking to be a classroom teacher, most likely you'll be doing that in person. A lot of states are opening that. As you know, teachers are needed in the classroom, and you can get vaccinated if that is your choice. So definitely right now, teachers are going to have in-person school. But again, there's also remote job opportunities with the organization itself.
Thank you, Sebastian. And I know we're at time, so I just want to thank all of our speakers today for joining us. Thank you for sharing more about the current roles available at your companies and what the future holds, right? I think that's important to know as our audience are just considering what are next steps in their future. And I also want to thank everyone for joining us. And I would be remiss to not highlight, if you are interested in being considered in any of the roles that were mentioned today, please make sure to take 2 minutes to fill out the survey that was just added in the chat. We will be sending this over to the experts and companies that were joining us today. And lastly, if you all missed any of the previous sessions, just know that we are sharing the recordings of these sessions after the event with the opportunities mentioned today. So thank you all for joining the Hacking a Career Workshop series, and we hope that you all leave with relevant information to navigate today's workforce. Thank you all and have a great rest of your day.